A special discussion panel relating to the war of radical Islam with the West took place today. The participants watched the documentary film Obsession, which came out 2 years ago, but seems more relevant than ever. The movie deals with radical Islam and determines that the West is standing today at a precarious junction, just like it did on the eve of the Second World War.
This movie, Obsession, is a collage of video clips from many terrorist attacks, Islamic terrorist attacks, from Bali in the east all the way to New York in the west, including Europe, Africa, Russia, and other places, with inserts of comments made usually by Muslims who understand the real nature of this global jihad which those jihadists are waging against the West, against the Western culture, against the Western Pax, which the world today is functioning according to Western rules. This is what aggravates them, those Islamists, because in their view, Islam should rule the world, the entire world, and the faster it is, the sooner it is, the better.
Do you define between a movie against radical Islam and not a movie against Islam at large?
There is no radical Islam. There is Islam. There are those radicals who interpret Islam according to their views, and there are those who take the same verses, the same Islam, and use the same Islam for, I would say, better purposes. How to make living instead of how to make death. So there is no different Islam between those factions or those trends. Everyone takes the same Islam and interprets it according to its own agenda.
Now you're here in one university in the small state of Israel talking about how to deal with this global problem. What really can be done?
First of all, somebody has to ring the bell in order to wake the world up to see this jihadist Islam coming, riding all kinds of horses, especially the Iranian horse, and using the fact that the West is like dope in order to disseminate their jihadi ideology and to spread Islam all over the world according to their view. Very important is that European countries start making babies, and I'm talking about this very simply because if there are no babies this time, there will be no grown-ups in 30 or 40 years. And since the European demography is negative and the Islamic demography in Europe is positive, I'm afraid that if this behavior of the Europeans in this demography business will not change dramatically, Europe will turn into Islamic country within 20 or 30 years.
Now you're holding this discussion a day after everyone was asking questions regarding Obama's relation to radical Islam and how he's going to take care, how he's going to relate to radical Islam. How are you holding these discussions in wake of this? What are your feelings?
Look, I think that Iran today is the main conjurer of radical Islam, whether Sunni or Shi'i. If Iran is let alone to continue with its jihad against the West, nothing will help America nor Obama. Any speech which he might deliver, any attitude which he might show to Islamic states and nations will do nothing as long as Iran is there to disseminate its poison all over the world through the tentacles of this Iranian octopus, which are today sent to Lebanon. And we're going to see on the 7th of June the results of the elections. Already we see in Iraq what happened with the Iranian intervention. Bahrain, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, Pakistan, Morocco, all these places suffer already from the Iranian octopus. And if the world in general and the United States in particular, headed by Obama, will not wake up to put an end, a radical end, to this behavior of the Iranians, no speech and no rapprochement between America and the Islamic world will ever work.